Hello sports fans, welcome to my channel, Schlad here. Today I'm going to be reviewing cards from my favorite subreddit called Flamewanker. Flamewanker is essentially randomly generated, computer code. I don't know. I'm not a fucking nerd. I'm too fucking cool, too busy crushing puss to learn about this shit. Anyways, some computer people came up with some programs to randomly generate cards, so let's take a look at them. So I'll be giving them a score very similar to Trump. So Trump's goes by design. I'll just rename that flavor. And then balance, I'll just keep that as balance. So I'll just compare them and see how flavorful and balanced they are. So the very first card we have up is a 6 mana 7/7 epic for priest, which is already money. A war golem for 1 less mana. It's Vood Reeve Strawl Devil, which we all know those from the Warcraft universe, obviously. Its card text is costs 1 less for each hero. So as it stands, there are currently 2 heroes in each match. So it's a 4 mana 7/7, which, that might play into a certain meme of 4 mana 7/7, haha. But would this be played? Yes, it absolutely would be played. And the pure flavor of a dancing woman, Vood Reeve Strawl Devil, money. It's delicious. And this card only gets better when they add multiple player modes in 2035. So when that comes around, this card will cost even less. And what obviously already has synergies with Res Priest and Evolve Priest because, it costs 4 to play and then it evolves into a 7-drop. So that's pretty great. So that's its synergies right there. So the balance, 3 out of 5. It's just average balance. And I'm just going to name this off right now. A 3 out of 5 is not bad. A 3 out of 5 is just good. It's on point. A 2 out of 5 is below average. A 1 out of 5 it sucks. So balance, 3 out of 5 because, it's still weak to Big Game Hunter, which as we know is a very common meta card. It's also weak to Shadowpain Death. And it's also weak to Assassinate. So that's just something you have to think about. Flavor, the flavor's off the charts though, in a bad way. It's a 1 out of 5. Next card is Ravackled Greymag, a 5/5/5, a pretty good stat line. Shaman Legendary. So most Shaman Legendaries are pretty good historically. So let's see if this can live up to the hype. So Battle Cry, draw a Death Rattle minion from your deck. Shuffle it into your deck. Now that is very useful. That might seem really bad to some people. You might think, well, that doesn't do anything. But it does. Here's the thing. So obviously it has synergies with anything that happens when you draw a card. It also reshuffles your deck. So maybe those bombs that those warriors shuffled into your deck get into a different order. Maybe you were just about to die. Maybe you're at 5 health and there's a bomb on the top of your deck. You play your Ravackled Greymag and it reshuffles the deck, and now that warrior is crying because he can't win now, other than with all the giant mechs he has. This card is great. Any draw synergies. It's got magnificent Shutterwalk synergy because you can just draw cards and then discard and then get rid of them again. It's got great synergy with that Dollmaster guy, whatever the fuck his name is, Dollmaster Dorian. It's got great synergy with the Warlock Legendary because you can obviously get that from evolving and Shaman. So this is a great card. I think it's great. It's got a high skill ceiling, as people would say who don't go outside. Next card, Urt. It's a 17 mana 6/4 for priest, and with the card text, destroy your hero. Now, what does Urt really say? Urt says a lot. It's saying that some people will go out of their way, discount him 7 mana just to be able to play him, and what does it end up doing? It ends up killing them. It's a statement more than anything. This is the random generator saying, reach too high, it'll be your demise. It's like Icarus flying too close to the sun. Stop. It's not worth it. Urt is a statement. Anyways, flavor, 10 out of 10. I know I'm only rating it out of 5, but it's a 10 out of 10. And then the balance is just 1 out of 5. It sucks. It's completely fucking useless, but that's the whole point of the flavor. And of course, it has synergies with Suicide Priest, 7 Thorison Tick Priest, and somehow stealing that 1 Druid card Priest. Next card is Inder Yath. It's a 4 mana 2/6 for Mage. It's a basic card, so every deck can have it. Card text, your cards cost 3 less, so that's a big upside. So what's the downside? But summon Ragnaros the Fire Lord. So obviously that's a pretty big downside because Ragnaros can't attack. So you take the good with the bad, you cast a spell and then you get this free 8/8 that can't attack. Sure, he'll shoot a fireball, but he's always going to just hit, a totem or something. So it's not that good. Plus, did I mention he can't attack? That's pretty, yeah. And then you'll get your board filled with Ragnaroses too, if you cast a bunch of spells. So the downside is pretty major, but I think it's good for your cards cost 3 less. It's a good trade-off, you know? So I would give Inder Yath flavor. You know, we all know about Inder Yath's relationship with Ragnaros and how he discounts cards in World of Warcraft. So that flavor is obviously on point. It's an obvious 9 out of 5. And its balance, you know, it's pretty fair trades. Honestly, you fill your board with shitty 8/8s that can't attack, and then your cards cost 3 less. So it's, you know, it's a good trade-off. I think the balance is a good 5 out of 5. Honestly. Next card, Tree of Life with a better one. It's a 7-cost druid spell that says discard this game. Now this is a great it is true to its name. It is better than Tree of Life because Tree of Life keeps a Hearthstone game going longer. And everyone hates Hearthstone, especially people on Reddit, for Hearthstone content. So it's perfect. You discard the whole game. Just throw it out. Don't need it anymore. It's got good synergy with all the discard druid minions, obviously. So yeah, I don't know. This card's pretty great. And the art is just magnificent. It's just Tree of Life. It's better than Tree of Life because it's kind of off-center. So I would give the flavor of this card a juicy Tonka Truck out of 5. And the balance is obviously on point. It helps everyone, okay? No one's going to be unhappy when you play this because it gets you back to work. It gets you back to your school. It gets you back to your family. It stops you from spending $350 a month on Hearthstone packs only to unlock Millhouse Magastorm every time. So next card, Evil Consecrate. Now, evil cards tend to have synergies with lackeys. Just from the name alone, I'm assuming it deal 2 damage to all enemies and add some lackeys to your hand or something. Seems about right. Let's see what it is. Remove your opponent's deck and cast it. So this is completely different from what I thought, but if your opponent has lackeys in their deck somehow, and if they have Consecrate in their deck too, then it's pretty much the same. So basically, what I'm assuming this does, it takes every card from your opponent's deck and then just plays them with random targets. So it fills your board with all your opponent's minions and casts all the spells in the order that they are in the deck, and then your opponent has no deck left. So flavor is a 0 because this has nothing to do with the evil classes. So that's a 0 out of 1. And then balance. This costs it's an 8 mana do nothing, really. It just removes your opponent's deck and casts it. So it has no immediate board advantage, as many pro Hearthstone players would say. So this is not very balanced. This is very weak. I would buff it to 4 mana because it's in line with the other Consecrate spell. As it stands right now, it's twice as much mana for what it should be, especially based on the name. If it was 4 mana, I would bump up a point. I would make it 1 out of 2 flavors, but it's not. So as it stands right now, balance 2 out of 6. Next card, Snow Flipper Penguin. A 5 mana 9/85 with the card text Change Everything. This immediately reminds me of that Change the World mouse video.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
And it just makes me happy. So this card is an automatic 6 out of 6 in terms of flavor. It is just magnificent. And it's a little different from the regular Snow Flipper Penguin. It's a +8, +84. But, you know, it costs 5 more mana. So that's a good trade-off, I think. And it's got the Boulder Fist Ogre art, which is obviously a plus to everything. And this is a basic card, just like Boulder Fist Ogre. Yeah, not a lot to say. It's pretty balanced. It dies to Big Game Hunter. It dies to Assassinate. It dies to Blade of Cthulhu. So it's pretty balanced. It's got 9 attack. That's it. It reminds me of Battlegrounds Demons, which is another flavor plus. Add another flavor point on there. So yeah, this card's great. And it synergizes with Inner Fire Priest. So yeah, fun card. Cool beans. Next card, Kobold Bloodworks Technician. It's a 1 mana legendary secret for neutral. Secret, your hero is Imp. Now, I don't know how you keep this secret when it's a class that doesn't have 1 mana secrets. I don't know how it triggers, and I don't know how it works to make your hero into an imp. Oh, it's just telling you, hey, your hero's an imp, don't tell anyone. It's like that whole Reno is a dragon thing. So, yeah, it's a secret that can't trigger. So it synergizes with every secret card in the game. You thought Secret Mage was balanced by the fact you can destroy the secrets by triggering them? What about a secret that you just straight up can't trigger? Flavor, 99 out of 100. Nearly perfect. I just don't think anything can be perfect. I'm an elementary school teacher. And then balance, 4 out of 5. It dies to Flare. It dies to Counterspell if your opponent has a Counterspell up before this. So that's really bad. But the upside of your hero being an imp secretly, you can't put a price on that. So for the ninth card we're going to look at, it's a 2-mana 5/11 called Just Kidding. It's a rogue legendary. So that's a pretty good stat line. So the downside is Fellhound Portals summon King Crush. For those of you who don't know, Fellhound Portals are those things you shuffle into your deck that summon 2/2s with Rush. So those 2/2s with Rush become 8/8s with Charge. Now this card's downside is pretty powerful. It only works as an aura. It's not a battle cry. So it really only works while it's on the board, which is a huge downside because how often do you have Fellhound Portals in your deck on turn 2? Not very often. So that's kind of useless. King Crush obviously dies to Hemet. King Crush dies to Big Game Hunter, dies to 8 ticks from Cthulhu. So that's pretty bad. And Just Kidding also dies to Inner Fire Aeon Reaver. And we all know how prolific priest decks are these days, so that's a big downside. But overall, I would give this pretty flavorfulness of 1 out of 7. It's not very flavorful. It says Just Kidding. Is that the flavor? Is the troll just kidding? Is King Crush just kidding? What is real? Are the stats real? I don't know. Balance, it's whatever. It's 3 out of 5. It's a middle of the road card. It's not that good. It's not that bad. Plus, you can't play it in Keleseth decks, which, as we all know, are super popular in Standard right now. So, and the last card I'm going to look at, because the video is getting too long, is Volcanic Max, a 3-cost legendary spell that's also an epic for neutral. And it is give Ragnaros the Firelord, Death Rattle, eat a 0/1 frog with taunt. Now that might seem extremely niche to you smooth brain Neanderthals, but this card is amazing. This card addresses something that no other card has ever addressed. It addresses the one weakness Shaman Ragnaros decks have, is that their fucking Ragnaroses always hit the thing that you just hexed, which makes Ragnaros' turn useless, even more than it already is. So what this does is when your Ragnaros dies because you resummoned him with that one Shaman card I can't remember the name of, the frog that you hexed also dies. So now you have your Ragnaros back at full health, mind you, and it won't hit a frog no more. Plus, actually, no more plus. That's it. That's all you need to know. At 3 mana, this is extremely balanced. This is a 10 out of 7 balance, and the flavor is just delicious. We all remember Volcanic Max from Warcraft 2, right? A game I never played. He's the tank in the picture, and he was a legendary epic person, guy tank thing. And he was well known for his hatred of frogs and love of Ragnaros' death. So the flavor is just oozing, as they say. So this is a 9 out of 9 flavors. Alright, thanks for watching. If this video gets 1 like, I will make another one. If it gets 1 dislike, I will still make another one. I plan on making another one. Oh, also, subscribe to my channel because you want it. Not because I want it, because you want it. Alright, peace.